Good morning and welcome to another early morning Sunday show. I know you're saying something's missing. Something's just not right in this picture. There's no coffee cup. What is it for? 7 years I've held a coffee cup. Well, it's Friday evening. I'm doing this because the mornings right now, I'm just so tired and worn out and stressed. So I felt okay tonight, and I thought let's just get this done. And because I've never missed a Sunday show, I'm not planning on it. So here we go. Uh, Memorial Day's coming. We're going to be well, we won't be opened up for the most part. The stress is great, but almost done, and I'm hoping then it kind of calms down. We'll see. People I hired doing great, so we just got to get the pools. There's just a few left. We got to get filled up and heated, and away we go. So, but we're not here for talk pool. We're here to talk records. So let's begin. And we're going to start with my number one desired reissue. This is the one I have been wanting so badly, and it finally happened. It was funny, on my podcast with Jim Gleason, two guys talking about records. A few weeks back, we did probably a couple months ago, we did a thing about about reissues and which the number one we wanted. And so we said, this is what we want. And they reissued it. The Electric Six Fire. This is the reissue of the year. I'm just going to, right now on my list, this will be the number one reissue of the year. No doubt. Because I have wanted this. This came out, this group, and there's a little hype sticker and crap. The group's from Detroit. And they formed, when did they form? 1996 they formed, and they called themselves the Wild Bunch. But there was a group in the UK that was called the Wild Bunch, that's called the Wild Bunch. They were just the Wild Bunch. So they changed their name to Electric Six. And since then, this album came out in 2003, they have put out 20 albums. I had no idea. I had a few CDs. I got a couple of their albums on vinyl, but no idea. But this debut is incredible. And there we go. All right. I couldn't be more happy. I mean, their music is like, they have rock, disco, garage rock, metal, new wave, punk. It's all thrown in there. It's all over the place, and you hear a lot of that on here. We have, the one guy that's a constant on here. He's always been there, is Dick Valentine. So he's the one and only original member. But you also have Serge Jobot, the Rock and Roll Indian, Disco M. They're all on here. Also, some of the associates that helped were Taint Nucleus, Dr. Blacklips Hoffman, Jeff Simmons, John Vegas Hinch, and Frank Lloyd Bonaventure. They like to make up their own names. But this album's wonder. It was a great debut. Again, came out 2003 in England, in the UK, I should say. The song, Dance Commander, went to number 2 on the charts, and Gay Bar went to number 5. In the US, it didn't do that much, but there's so many good songs. I mean, it starts with Dance Commander. I want to be a dance commander. I want to be a dance commander. And it just rocks, just takes off. It has this arena rock type chorus. There's Electric Demons in Love. Naked pictures of your mother. Yeah, naked pictures of your mother. Just great. She's White. I Invented the Night. We have Improper Dancing. Then there's Gay Bar. Take a look at the video. If you've never seen, just hit Electric Six, put in Gay Bar. If you ever want to see Abe Lincoln go gay. But what's funny about Gay Bar is when they take, it's like taking war and violence. So they're taking, the theme is war and violence, but they confuse it with sex and dancing. And so it's a hoot. It absolutely is funny. There's a lot of tongue-in-cheek on here, and just so many danceable melodies and lyrics. It really is a fun stuff. I mean, Improper Dancing is just a funky with just this disco feel to it. This I'm over the moon. When this CD came out, I couldn't put it down, and I never have. And I've saved the CD at the flood. I haven't totally downloaded it into my phone because it's so good. So to have this on vinyl, this was my number one desire for a reissue. I know, of all the things you want, it's the Electric Six Fire.
Take your chances, it will be awesome. If we could dance, it would be awesome, yeah. Let's take a chance, it would be awesome, yeah. Let's start the show, because you never know until you go. I wanna make it last forever. I wanna make it last forever. I wanna make it last. When we kiss, when we touch, danger, danger. High voltage, when we touch, and when we kiss, danger, danger. High voltage, when we touch, when we kiss, when we touch, when we kiss.
Next album. I'm not a completist, but this one completes me. It completes me, shall we say. I was able to pick up the Cramps, Fiends of Dope Island. This was the final studio album I needed for my Cramps. And just totally excited about it. There we go. Here's my original. Now, this is a reissue. This is a reissue. So they're both, but it's the same reissue. So great to have that. I've been looking. This is a very, it's not a cheap album, and I had seen a sealed one for almost $200, and I bypassed it. I just couldn't do it. But I've been watching it on Discogs, and finally this came for a price that wasn't double digit. And so I jumped on it. I mean, the Cramps. This album came out in 2003. It's filled with psychobilly riffs with garage punk kind of a kick to it. Poison Ivy on there. She just has her usual crunchy grooves and just these primal riffs that really you could see she was a huge fan of Link Ray. There's songs like Mojo Men from Mars and Taboo, which is like twisted surf music. Really sounds neat. Papa Satan Sang Louie is just a fun one. Lux is just howls. He howls like he's been possessed. It's so fun. This, again, their final studio album, from 2003. Lux Interior died in 2009 at the age of 62. But yeah, Big Black Witchcraft Rock, Hang Up, Fissure Rolando, Dr. Fucker MD, Musical Deviant, Dope Fiend Boogie, Elvis fucking Christ. That's the most swearing I've ever done. Mojo Man from Mars, and many others. So happy to get this back in. This has been a gigantic want of mine. I just need it at a price.
Skirting around Doggoners, wow, the way she works. Work that
From Record Store Day, this came out. Isobel Campbell and Mark Langdon. And so you have, Mark Langdon, the tall, growling veteran of rock. And then you have Isobel Campbell, the diminutive blonde with an angelic voice. And somehow they got together and they made beautiful music together. And it just kind of blows your mind that that would happen. We have, there they are. She gets a full portrait there, Isobel. And of course, she, there we go. There, this, again, this is a pretty good album. I mean, it's an EP. It was an expensive EP on Record Store Day. I didn't even really look. I just saw those two on there. I bought it and go, geez, that was an awful expensive EP. But basically, you could call it gruff and girly. So label that gruff and girly. It's the name of the album is Keep Me in Mind, Sweetheart, which came out in 2008. And it's just filled with these beautiful vocals. There's some really great guitar hooks. Especially on, which one was it? Hang On. And in fact, those guitar hooks, it sounds like Luna. It sounds like Dean Wareham from Luna is playing on. It sounds so neat. There's a lot of it, especially the very, the first song on side 2, Rambling Rose, Clinging Vine, extreme country. It's just perfect for a country station. These songs came from their 2000s. These were ones that were not used on their 2006 album, Sunday at Devil Dirt, I believe. Maybe it has it on here. Yeah, Sunday at Devil Dirt. Okay, well, that's a different one. So it's 6 songs that were on that, and the side, one side, yeah, they're 12 minutes, 8 minutes. This title song, Keep Me in Mind, Sweetheart, it's just beautiful. It's a song that has just a very much a folk feel and just these incredibly beautiful harmonies. Very nice to get this. It was expensive. It goes for okay money, but yeah. Great vocals. Isobel Campbell, Mark Langdon.
Behind, just keep me in mind, sweetheart. Please keep me in mind, sweetheart.
Then, another album I've been dying to get back into my collection again. Haven't seen it out there, but I've never really, it's never been on top of my mind. But then it was at a store, and he had it, and it was at a really good price. It's a reissue, but Madonna, Ray of Light. To me, this is the best Madonna album made. I love it. I really love this album. Came out in 1998. And what we got in here, we have Madonna, and we have some Madonna's hand, and then some lyrics. Okay. Madonna, Ray of Light. She was born in Bay City. When I was living in Michigan, that was 20 miles from where I was living. Just a small town along the bay, along Lake Huron. Born in 58, so a year older than me. This had the producer, the techno guru, William Orbit. He produced it. And it was a marriage of dance and electronica. And you could say, in fact, it's been said, that this is considered to be the first mainstream album that embraced techno. Now, techno's out there. There's lots of techno albums, but not hitting the mainstream. This album did, and she nailed it. It sounds so good. Her and William Orbit to me, knocked this album out of the ballpark. I mean, it starts with Substitute for Love. It's swirling, meditative, just a wonderful opener. It has this beauty that comes to it. But then it just blasts into Swim. And Swim was just made for the dance floor. It has those kind of beats. And then it ups it even more with Ray of Light. And with Ray of Light, I mean, it's just this fast-paced, disco light flashing, pure move your butt music. That's what it is. And it is just so catchy. It just grabs your attention. You go, man, this is great. And it definitely is made to get you out dancing. This was really the last Madonna I ever bought. This was it. I mean, I didn't bother with anything else she's ever done. I just love this over any of her other albums. This is the one that I still love and play, and again downloaded because it's so good. Madonna, Ray of Light, 1998.
Watching the signs as they go, think of how long my heart. It's a very good place to start. Traveling down my own road, watching the signs as I go. Running, rushing back for more. I suffered fools so gladly. And now I find I've changed my mind. The face of you, my substitute for love, my substitute for love.
Moving on. We're moving kind of quick today because, yeah, I was tonight. I was doing Spanish. I do Spanish every night. Generally, I do it in the morning, but not right now. I can't. And I've been in Duolingo. I haven't missed in 1,800 days doing Spanish. You would think I should be the best Spanish speaker. I know I've talked about this before. I'm getting better at there's certain parts, there's certain lessons on here where you're required to do more conversation, so it's forcing me to listen to someone talk and for me to answer. Call it AI technology. Well, I was working on it tonight, and all of a sudden I wake up. I go, what happened? I fell asleep right in the middle of the lesson. I mean, I just totally knocked out for over a half hour. I wake up and go, oh, I'm not done with my lesson yet. So yeah, it's been tiring. I bought this from Dom. It was a reissue from the group The Litter, and The Litter, and it's called Distortion. Distortions. Dom was selling off some of his stuff. Again, he's stuff that he's not listening to as much because he's gone in other directions. Going to find some action, the story of The Litter up, and Distortion. So they have this nice sheet. I like when people do this. I think it's wonderful to give us that kind of information. And you would think I would have read that before I talk about this. But of course I didn't. So, The Litter, they're from Minneapolis. Formed in 66, broke up in 72. I believe they did 3 albums. And this is their debut album. They kind of do garage rock. They've done psych rock. Their second rock was really more psych rock, and third was kind of more proto-punk. They were formed from 2 groups called the Victors, and I think the other one was called the Tabs. And then, so they got together, and one of the names they thought about calling themselves was the Musties. The Musty. I think, no, just the Musty. What a stupid name. Maybe they were high or something. I don't know. But hey, we're the Musty. Well, The Litter is better than the Musty. Is The Litter great? No, but sure sounds a lot better than Musty. But this album was heavily, the group was heavily influenced by the British invasion, and you definitely feel it on here. Distortions is their debut, and it is a garage rock album. It's considered by many a garage rock classic. It has on here the incredible Action Woman. That's how it starts. And back in the 80s, this album came out from the Lime Spiders. And it's The Cave Comes Alive. And they're out of, I think, New Zealand, Australia. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike Rankin. I believe Australia. But on here, they did their version of Action Woman. I thought it was original. They blew me away with that song, Action Woman, on here. And now, then later, years later, I find it was from this group, The Litter. So great to hear it on here. This album is mostly covers that they do, but they really make it their own. So they definitely throw their own interpretation upon it. For instance, they do "I'm a Man," which is a blues number, but they take it the Yardbirds version, and they make it really. It's filled with this incredible feedback and distortion. It really does a nice job with it. They do the Who's a Legal Matter, which I couldn't even tell you about that song, yeah, it's just lots of different songs. Here it is, and this is on Get Hip Records. And Get Hip Records is such a cool label. It's the label of the Cynics. In fact, the main man from the Cynics owns that label. And I tried Greg, 3 Dimensions in Music, and myself. When I went to Pittsburgh, we went to try to go to see it, but it was during the pandemic, so it was shut down or we couldn't get in. But we tried to go see Get Hip, and see where all this stuff came from. But yeah, great stuff. Just The Litter, Distortions, really good. Great garage rock, really is.
I can take walking right on by me. That's your last mistake. I've gotta find myself some action to satisfy my soul. A little mad distraction before I lose control.
The final one I'm going to show you. Boy, maybe I should be stressed out more. I get the damn videos done a whole lot quicker. I just so tired. I got nothing to think about. But we have Tunde Mabadu, Tunde Mabadu. He's from Nigeria, and he put out a total of 2 albums. And Viva Disco is an ultra rare disco album that Disco Boogie actually is called Viva Disco. And we do have our soft porn on here. People have been saying I've been really negligent on softcore porn on my album covers. Well, there you go, folks. And there's more happening on those little cartoons. Well, this came out in 1980. If you want an original, medium price of an original goes for $666. Yes, 666. Sign of the devil. But I didn't have to do that to get this. This is a really great example of late 70s disco music of Nigeria. Discotheque is a different in the African music. Disco is basically dance music, but not to what we think of as disco, as Donna Summers, as Chic LaFrique, stuff like that. Nah, but it definitely is dance, and that's what took over. I mean, disco killed Zamrock. But that was in Zambia. This is from Vinyl Me Please. Yay, Vinyl Me Please. Look at that. And this is number 94 of 750. I found this in a record store. So, this guy at this record store here, whenever I go in there, he has an African album. He's, hey, Steve, see this? See that one? I think, and I said, what's it sound like? Well, I don't know, let's put it on. And he throws it on, and then he gets me to buy it. He's very good. But Yeah, the Tunde Mabadu, however, he is a saxophone player and does the vocals, and this is very upbeat, a lot of fun to listen to. Uh, yeah, it's not rocking, but it's just, and the saxophone it's sometimes is a little, yeah, okay. You may not think you're the best at it, but it's all right. Still fun stuff, very nice. My African album collection is it's actually a very nice size. I'm pretty excited about what I have been able to find in my travels and that. So yeah, good stuff, fun, interesting music. Viva disco. Tunde Mabadu. So that's it, folks. That's all. And I feel weird not having my coffee cup. That's like a prop, you know. You have that. It's your thing that just it's what you do with your hand. I got a coffee cup. I don't have it, so that's too bad. But thank you for watching, hanging out. I will have a midweek because there's something I have to put out on a video. Actually, going to be about an ultrasonic cleaners. This will be something different, totally different. Hopefully it'll be fun. Hopefully it'll be interesting, educational, whatever, or just a total train wreck. I mean, it could be that too, whatever it is. But do appreciate you always checking us out, checking me out. Ooh, sounds hot, doesn't it? And don't forget, podcast, Two Guys Talking About Records with Jim Gleason. We do it on Sunday night. You can find it on Spotify, iHeart, Facebook, Apple, and YouTube at Radio Wasteland. Really worth checking out. We have such a good time talking music. And yeah, it's just fun. And Jim's really, really good. So listen to that. I'm just there. I'm like a color commentator or something. I don't know. Have a great week, everybody. Happy whatever week this is. Yeah. See you later. Bye.